Welcome back to the Kossi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal beaten Leicester City 2-0. That was dreadful to watch, but in the end, you walk away with the 3 points, and that is all that matters. Merino, the super substitute. We've got to talk about Mikel Arteta's substitutions. They were absolutely spot on. Calafiori, I thought he brought something to the game. Jorginho as well. And Merino with that brace. But of course, we'll talk about the general performance. It was nervy, really nervy. And I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you've got to be worried about the upcoming fixtures. Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, that front three with Trossard, Nonweri, and Sterling. That doesn't look good. But Nonweri had a very good game. I thought Trossard had a good game. It's just that you've got to get Sterling off the pitch to get the results. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Talk to me in the comment box below. How are you feeling with that? And how confident are you going into the next fixtures? I mean, without Saka, without Martinelli, without Gabriel Jesus, without Kai Havertz, can this team still kind of sail on? Can we keep on, putting the pressure on Liverpool? Can we keep the fire burning? That is the huge question we've got to talk about today. Now, look, I think it was expected. Arsenal were going to struggle right from minute one, and we did struggle. And the one thing I liked about the performance, though, is first and foremost, Mikel Arteta went with the right lineup. It was predictable. Everyone could see it. And that's what he went with. And the midfield was rock solid. Partey, Rice, Odegaard. I kind of feel like they did control the midfield to some extent, and they nullified the threat to our back four. The back four, apart from Ricardo Calafiori that I had suggested on my personal channel, I think that was pretty much solid. I mean, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Lewis Kelly, beautiful performances behind them, David Raya. So I want to give Mikel Arteta his credit and his flowers where they due. He went with the right lineup. He didn't tamper with a lot, and that gave the team, a sense of continuity. I think it is something that you always want with your team. You want to see consistency. You want to see them doing the right things over and over again on repeat mode. And that's what we saw. Up front, yeah, that's where the problem was. And of course, you don't blame Mikel Arteta. I had suggested earlier on that we should go with a 4-4-2. With Mikel Merino as part of the midfield, and then with two attackers, that's Trossard and Nonweri. But that didn't happen. He decided to go with his instincts. He decided to go with, the basic, Sterling, Trossard, and Ethan Nonweri. If you looked at that game and you walked away before Arsenal scored, this is what the game was all about. A very difficult Arsenal performance against Leicester that kept everyone on their nerves. I was nervous. Like, I was just out of belief, first and foremost. It's not that I really lose belief in Arsenal, but there are times when you just can't be deluded. Honestly, I wasn't deluded in this game. I kind of feel like this performance, if we are to walk away with the point, I would be happy with that. And Leicester City, like I said, they were always going to throw whatever they have at us. Jamie Vardy and all those likes, the likes of, Okoli, Mavididi. They were always going to throw everything at us because they know on the other side, Arsenal are not as good. They don't have their star players. And Leicester decided that they were going to take matters in their own hands and try and beat us. And for me, if they create better chances in that game, and if they try to take their half chances, I think they deserve a result. I think they get a draw. I think they could win the game, at best, right? Before Arsenal scored, before the substitutions, it was a 50-50 game. Arsenal had only one shot on target, and Leicester City had two. And that shows you the power balance in the game. It was there for the taking. Arsenal could have taken it, and we did eventually, but Leicester, being at home, they could have taken it as well. Now, there are a few commendable things here, but the substitutions, that's where this whole video, changes. That's where this match reaction changes, because if it weren't for the substitutions that worked out so well, I think this reaction would have been Mikel Arteta, this is wrong, ABCD. But the substitutions were absolutely spot on. And I tell you the truth, I didn't agree with many of them. Like Lewis Kelly coming off for Calafiori, I didn't agree with that. Bringing on Jorginho for Partey, I didn't agree with that. Again, I didn't understand why he did it. I mean, I really didn't get why he did it, but it worked eventually because the team looked solid and they were comfortable in position. But the masterstroke was taking off Raheem Sterling, who really struggled in the game, and bringing on Mikel Merino. I think Mikel Merino, again, he points to Mikel Arteta's weakness and Arsenal's weakness over the last 5 years. Why don't we have a centre forward? Because the goals he scored, those are centre forward goals. If you look back at the goals Arsenal have conceded, we have conceded that kind of goal from Oli Watkins, haven't we? We have conceded that kind of goals from Isak, haven't we? We have conceded those kind of goals from Erling Haaland, haven't we? And the reason as to why I'm saying that is those Mikel Merino goals are centre forward goals. The positioning of Mikel Merino, fabulous. Actually, they showed his touch map, and he was just in the penalty area. He was like in the deeper penalty area. You don't have an Arsenal player that is so, carefree, and all they care about is occupying that space. And I think I was wrong. Actually, I don't think I was wrong. It's true. I was wrong. Because I said Mikel Merino playing there is a waste of time. I didn't see it. And Mikel saw it, and kudos to him, and kudos to the staff and the technical team. That was brilliant. Putting Mikel Merino as a 9, it just plays to his abilities. Now, look, if you play him in midfield, it's a little bit slow, takes a long time to turn and do that. So what are his best abilities? His best abilities are, can you place the ball there and then he's going to hit it or head it first time? And that is actually what he did. I mean, he didn't have so many touches when he came on, apart from the important ones. So I think I'll give credit to Mikel Arteta. I'll give credit to the support staff. They have advised him well, and they have used Mikel Merino well. I remember last season I said Mikel Arteta's weaknesses. One of them, substitutions. And I think this performance just tells you, if Mikel was as good as he was today with substitutions last season, we would be talking about a very different story. And I think we are going to need an improvement in each and every area of this Arsenal team for us to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool. Mikel Arteta's, starting 11, choosing, and then the way he selects his substitutions, when he brings on his substitutions. I mean, he just went, Sterling is having a rough game, come off, and then it was like, I'll take off Miles Lewis-Skelly because, the game is becoming really, really, really risky. And I'm also going to bring on Jorginho to bring a little bit of calm. So for me, Mikel Arteta, this was all about him. Now, Mikel Merino, I'm one of the few people, or many actually, that have always criticized him and criticized his signing. And you've got to understand, Mikel Merino was signed as part of the midfield, just like Kai Havertz was signed. And the fact that he scored 2 today, that came in handy. That signing really came in handy. But the question is, how did Mikel Merino contribute as a midfielder? I think that was a pointless signing in midfield, but it has come in handy. And I would love to see him, probably you can't use him for 90 minutes. You can't, but I would love to see him get more minutes at centre forward, and then maybe we see. I mean, he looked good. Really, really good. Looked good. Now, these are the top performers in this game. Ethan Nwaneri. What a talent. What a game he has had. He did strike the post twice, didn't he? Yeah, he did strike the post twice. Very unlucky. And today is the day that I've learned that Ethan Nwaneri is able to strike the ball really well on both feet. Right foot and left foot. Now, there is something that is also interesting about Nwaneri that we have seen today that no other Arsenal player has. His directness. And I think him and Merino are going to be very, very important tools for Mikel Arteta. They are very direct players. The amount of times Nwaneri is looking to shoot or to cross the ball into a dangerous area, They're countless. And the amount of times that you're going to have a player like Merino, who is tall, is not going to have a lot of room to turn around. The amount of times you're going to have him trying to shoot and trying to, hit the balls first time. Again, many times. So I think Ethan Murray today, for me, if you ask me, your man of the match, someone could go with Merino. It's a little bit unfair. I think I would go with Ethan Murray. He's a generational talent. Like, realistically, he's a generational talent. Oh, the other player that I thought had a good game, in my opinion, was Jalen Timber. Had a very good game. Like, really, really good game. Yeah, I mean, he's always pulling, he's always being pulled down, and I like him. I don't want to see him injured. Amara is very, very skeptical. Why is he doing that? Why are you doing that? But in the end, you've got to understand, and I've got to understand personally, that he's such a talented player. He always wants to be involved. I thought he had a very good game as well. But I think, for me, the icing on the cake has been Mikel Arteta's substitutions. They have been spot on. So that puts us 4 points within Liverpool's reach. If Liverpool don't win, could be 5 points, could be 4 points. And I can't imagine, right? I can't help but wonder, what if there comes a time when Martinelli and Saka are back and Arsenal have 2 points to catch Liverpool? What's going to happen? I would love to see that title race. It's difficult. It's difficult. Liverpool are good. They're really better than us, especially in terms of having their players fit, especially in terms of having a couple of options, in quality and players. But the result puts us within 4 points of Liverpool's reach. So we just have to pray. We just have to keep on winning and keep on praying that Liverpool keep on dropping points. Otherwise, let me know your player ratings in the comment box below. Let me know your man of the match in the comment box below. I've given it to Ethan Nwaneri because I feel like a 17-year-old performing like that at this level is just incredible.